Okay, so I have to redesign this here because it's not working correctly. One thing I've learned. Let's see, my drip rate right there is going through here. It's going in through this pipe. Then it goes into there. Actually, I had this up because I had to clean some stuff. And then it goes downward. I'm gonna put it down for a second. That way you can see it. Made it in the way. You'll be able to go into that easily. Change it in case I have to like put it up or whatever. So that's what it sits in there, just like that. And the tube comes up to about here. And then the rest just curve a little bit. So in reality, you'll be able to pull this out right here and clean it. My next design, it's not gonna be like this. I'm gonna have it separately. First and foremost, when you start lighting that right here, there are some smoke will escape through here, and it will escape through here as well. As you can see, you see this little here tape right there. I taped that because I didn't want air to go through because I had to light in an emergency testing an emergency thing. But anyway, as you can see right there, I had to plug this off because I knew that it's gonna escape in, the air is gonna go through in. So this line here has to have some kind of flapper to close that when you're not working or when you start lighting it, because sometimes I see a little backdraft. If it gets too smoky and it's not going to work its way like to heat up correctly, because you need like at least 10 to 15 minutes before it start working correctly. During that time you will see leakage, and sometimes I actually see this little hole here. I made them as small as I can, and I still was able to get the air. I see little air escaping through because the smoke will just rise up from here. So that's number one. Okay. The best way to do is to have this line separately with like a connector right here, and then we just stick it through here and just drip right into there. Or even I was gonna drill a hole right in here in the pipe itself and let it drip down to the pipe inside there, rather than this hole. Do the same thing here, but drip into there and then feed it in the center of that and let it drip down there. Maybe that would work better, but that's probably my next thing. Now the next thing would be is that your drip pan. This is the regular bowl, and I have worked many. I've done many, but I find this here, the $2 work bowl, would be best right there. I have designed many. I have tested many. A lot of elaborate stuff, and it didn't work as good as this. And also too, this is a 40-gallon tank, and I saved that pipe in the center. If you look at it, there's a pipe in the center, and these right here, these bolts actually was going the other way. I took it out and I put it backward, and actually that fits perfectly on there. If you notice, see, it's really hard to get it out. And what I did was put a bunch of tin foil in there, and then I put foil on top of that, and then to close that up just in case of spillage. I did have a little spillage in here a while back because I turn on usually I filled up oil with this here. I light it up so it can get hot first, then I'd start to drip, but I forgot. I walked away and I forgot, and it was piling up and it just overflowing because the oil was really fast because I turned it on as high as I could. And believe it or not, this little switch right here, the needle valve right there, if you turn all the way, it's huge. So be careful with that, even with that stupid thing. But this there is to retain the heat. so that way it can reignite this over again and again and again. I just cleaned this recently, but you will get a lot of carbon, so be careful with that. The only time that you won't get carbon is when you have it really clean burn. Meaning, if you keep this up all the time, you will get really less clean, less carbon. You notice my dog was coughing, is because of carbon. I opened this up right here and I forgot to close the damper. And you will need a damper, like right here. Make sure you have one. That is a must. I built that right there. They didn't have it in here. I made that right there. And also too, if you can get these curved elbow right here, whichever the size, either 6 or 8. That's my suggestion right there. I would go with 6. But since I have a reclaimer right here, see that reclaimer? So since I have the reclaimer, I went with the 8. But like I said, you will lose a lot of heat if you go that way. And the reclaimer have a fan in here, so you get a little bit of heat through. I didn't lose as much, but that's important. Make sure to go, if you have Harbor Freight or something, or somewhere cheap, to get these red high heat silicone right here. Make sure to get them and put them in the pipe that is exit pipes, the pipe that is going out to your chimney there, and that to prevent like carbon from flying all around. I even put them onto the screw. You see that? Even the screw I put into the hole itself. I put a bunch of them into the hole. Then I screwed this in, and then I cleaned up around that, so there's no carbon leaking through there. You will find that a lot of carbon. I hate them, but like I said, I'm getting heat for free, so I'm not gonna complain. But I did these here. This is actually from a pool. This is actually a fake brick wall, but because somebody, my dad, actually afraid of fire, so we had to put that in there. I took one of our pool like long ago, and we left this roll of aluminum. I know it's gonna make sound when it's gonna go like that, but make sure to protect the surrounding, because it does get really hot. We have cement board here, but I put this here just to protect it. But other than that, once it gets really hot, you can leave this open if you want, the door open if you want. Once it gets really hot, you can do it, but in the beginning you won't be able to. But once you get your draft right, it does pump a lot. And then your fan, how I did right there, let me get a flashlight. My fan and my air goes through that pipe right there. Just go into, I try to make it as easy as I can, but easy and pretty in here is not gonna work. Like I said, if I have to redo this again, I'm gonna have 2 different lines coming in. One line's coming in, one line's coming out, and it's gonna pull out easily. Like right now, you see how that is right there? It's on a curve, and it's really hard to pull it out. And if I pull it out, I want to pull it out for you. You will see that it gets damaged right here. You can't really see right there. You see that? All that scratches right there. And if I go even further than that, you see more. I don't know if you'll be able to see the scratches on here. Some of them get really messed up right there. So the best thing to do is to go to, like, twist this backward a little bit. That's your air, and then from down here would be your pipe coming in, and then have it separate and drip it into the center there. Drill a hole right here, and then just stick the pipe in there, and as the air blows through, it'll push all those downward. But that would be the best design right there, because this way is not working. Even racking my brain trying to get this to work as efficient as I can, you will run into things, and by all means other people would have things like saying that is how easy it is, blah blah blah. I'm sorry to tell you, but you will experience a lot of issues until you actually find a lot of stuff. And I find a lot of stuff, and if you read around what I just showed you right there, people don't talk about it. They think that, oh, just stick it in there and let it work on its own, blah 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 blah. But they'll find out. You'll find out once you start seeing your rate, your air, and your exhaust has to be so perfectly in order for them to work together, in order to do it right. And also too, if you can get this to bare metal, that would be good. And here's a reason why. You see, I actually paint this with black paint. Black paint that was able to withstand 1500 degree. And look what happened. It's going back to its thing again, and it's deteriorating. Even at 15, it's rated at 1500, and those are Rust-Oleum barbecue spray. And look what happened. If I do this, it's coming off. You see that little sparks right there? See that? That's paint. So if you can, grind it down to bare metal and leave it as bare metal. This actually, next year, I'm going to take this down outside. I'm going to grind it to bare metal. So you're going to see all shiny. I did that up here. And some part of it, like right here, that's all the way to bare metal. And look at it. It's scrubbing off. See that black spot right there? I just did that. So don't be like these people and waste more money. Waste even more money. And try to get, it look pretty, blah 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 blah, all this shit. Don't even get to that. There's no point of making this thing pretty. What you're getting out of it is heat. That's all your point is. If you want to look pretty, stay warm. You won't be dead when you'll be dead. You don't look pretty because they might not dress you pretty enough. But anyway, so keep it simple. You have to have that brake disc and that stainless steel bowl right there. You have to have a stainless steel bowl. That's a definite. If you want to go Jerry's way, then you're going to have to rig up something for that. But for this here, you see how much carbon there is there. Once it's starting to get hot, if you get able to get this here has to be at least 600 degree in order to burn clean. From 450 up, you will get clean burn. Anything under than that, let's say if you just wanna keep it low. If you keep this low and you want to pan it all out all day or whatever, it's not gonna work. You will get a lot of carbon. But if you notice right there, you see that right there, see where the light is. I'm gonna take it away. You look at that, it's very clean right there. But if you look up here, there's a lot of carbon. It's because I kept this low. But if you kept this at about 700, 600, about, I would say 550. If you keep this as 550, everything will burn really nice and clean. Now, but if you want to keep this all day, all night, there's no way you're able to burn this thing at 550 all the time. Everything else around will be warped and shit. So, there's no way. You'll be so hot in here, you wouldn't know what to do. Probably the whole house would be on fire then. If you kept it at. But if I kept it low, then I get a lot of carbon. If I kept it high, I have to shut it down, then turn it back up again. But then if you turn it back up again, it takes about 10 to 15 minutes to get it hot. The best thing to do is kerosene. Kerosene to get this bowl to be really hot. From that, within a few minutes, once it gets hot, you would be able to burn your drip stop. So that's how it goes. But very important to keep the heat disk. You will find out you will need the heat disk. But anyway, I guess that's about it. If I learned something else, I'll post up something else. But that's what I've learned so far. Okay?